What's going on, everybody? Today we have Joel Kaplan from the Seven Figure Agency all the way out of Denver, Colorado. Joel, what is it that you actually do, and how do you generate revenue for your company, the Seven Figure Agency?
So what we do is we teach agency owners on how to scale to seven figures and beyond. I pride myself in having some of the biggest numbers in terms of what we do for our students and the results that we get them personally. We have a ton of 100K a month students at this point. We have a lot of 50K a month students and a ton of six-figure agencies as well. So that's what I do. And,
and we're going to dive deep into that here in just a second because I want to know metrics. I want to know it all. But first, when did you actually start the company? How long has it been?
So I started entrepreneurship about 3.5 years ago, scaled my agency to over seven figures in about a year. And then about a year ago, so about 2 years into my entrepreneurial journey, I started the coaching company, Seven Figure Agency.
Awesome. So this company, Seven Figure Agency, has been open for 1 year, pretty much.
Just 1 year.
Yeah. All right, awesome. And how many team members do you have that are currently working with you on this company? And what's just a quick breakdown of that? What do they do?
Man, I've got over 20 for sure. And all US. So
awesome.
I think we have 2 amazing virtual assistants and then about 20 US employees. We've got a CMO, COO, media buyer, copywriter, 5 salespeople, 3 appointment setters, student success manager, operations manager, head of finance.
Love it.
That's it. There's maybe a few more, but I know you want to go fast.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
So I'm like trying to get through the answer as quickly as possible.
That's good enough, man. And how many active clients do you serve right now in your coaching program? How many people are in there right now?
A few hundred.
Awesome. What would you say, like 100, 200, 300? Give me like
3 to 400.
3 to 400. Awesome. I
feel like I'm at a job interview right now.
I know. We're just getting warmed up. It's about to get fun.
I love it.
Joel, if you wanted to send a message out to the world tomorrow morning, all right, and you took your email list, you took your ManyChat subscribers, you took your Facebook group, whatever other things that you have, any other assets as far as lists, right? How many people do you think you have on your list? How many people are you going to reach with your message?
I thought the question was going to be, what message would I send? I don't know if that's coming just yet.
No, that's not coming.
Let me answer that one, and then I'll give you the message. Something that's been on my mind lately is leading with a heart. I think we're all very competitive people, and we're very fierce, intense. Even you, man, like you're there with full energy, full force. And we can't forget about the heart and just being empathetic and really caring. But in terms of reach, well, we spend $5,000 a day on ads. So I know my face is getting plastered everywhere. In terms of the list.
Just your list, though. Let's say if you combine your email list, your ManyChat list, the people in your group, like things like that, like physical list.
30,000 maybe. I don't know.
Awesome. 30,000.
I also, one of the keys that I've really followed in order to scale has been firing myself from the process. So besides knowing high level metrics, like how many appointments are we booking? How many appointments are we closing? I'm not involved in the email strategy. I'm not involved in the actual bot blasts. I'm not even involved in posting my content on Instagram. So
you've removed.
So it's hard to answer some of these questions.
Hey, that's perfectly fine, man. And what does your pricing model look like? What does it cost to join the coaching program?
Oh, you got to hop on a call. Never reveal price without demonstrating value first. Come on.
Are we talking about 5K?
We're talking millions, because that's what it costs you if you don't join.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm going to get into some questions here, and we'll try to do some calculations to get that price. Do you have a value ladder in your business? Are you starting at one spot and then kind of moving up from there? Are you getting people into a tripwire? Talk to me about like what your sequence looks like.
Yeah, as you know, Jay Abraham talks about there's 3 ways to grow your business. I truly believe that there's really only 2 ways. Get more customers, make more from your customers or clients.
Yep.
To keep it really simple. And I'd say a top secret 3rd way would be to improve efficiency within those 2 ways of growing your business. That's pretty much it. So with that in mind, the first year was really focused on building an amazing client base And now we're really shifting our focus towards providing more services and helping them solve additional problems in their businesses so that we can also make more from them, given that we're adding more value.
What about your actual value ladder as far as like, and I'm going to reword it just to make sure we're on the same page.
We have $7 products up to, you can hire me for a weekend for $50,000.
Yeah. Okay. So you're basically starting at $7. What's your most successful campaign that you're running right now? Are people coming into your mid-level, let's say, coaching program, which is what a majority of your students might be in? Are they coming in from a $7 product and then going up, escalating up?
The two biggest ways, we have a product called Steal My Ads.
Okay.
Where we essentially give away all the ads that we've used to scale our agency to 7 figures. Okay. All of the proven ads that we ever launched and successfully booked appointments to land clients with. And then that's one way that we're bringing people from there into our 7-figure agency coaching program. The other way is we have an offer, which is 100 booked appointments if you join 7-figure agency. And of course, if you follow the program and show up and do what needs to get done on your end to hit the guarantee. Those are the two biggest ways that we're bringing people in right now.
Fair enough. Is the majority of your, like if I join your coaching program as an example, and I have an agency, right? Are you teaching me how to just run paid ads? Is that what it is? Or is it organic stuff, or is it just purely paid ads?
Man, I'm a huge believer in direct response, just because that's how I've always grown my agency and how I've helped other people grow their agencies and how I've grown my coaching program. So it's definitely heavily focused on paid ads as a strategy to get clients. There is, like, for example, we have a daily paid ads call to help you with your agency ads to get clients.
Yeah.
That's how much
so if somebody comes into your program, they need money obviously to spend on paid ads, right? You have to have that. You need budget to play with budget, right? That makes sense?
Yeah, of course.
Which is perfectly fine and what they should be doing. What are you seeing right now? Let's have some fun with some metrics. What are you seeing right now, average cost per acquisition for an agency to get a new lead or a booked appointment, as you would say?
It depends on the niche. If you're in an unsaturated niche, it could be as low as $150 to get to acquire a customer. See, cost per acquisition.
Yep.
And to get a booked call, if we go into a random niche like fencing, it's going to be, sorry, someone was outside of my office just being loud. If we go into an unsaturated niche, cost per book call could be as low as $20. Cost per acquisition could be about $100 to $150. If we go into the more saturated niches, like chiropractic, gyms, dental, where we have essentially big dogs spending a lot of money to capture the attention of the vertical, the cost per acquisition is going to be more around $750 to $1,000.
Yeah. So and that's fair enough, because I'm assuming the deals that they're closing are, $2,000, $3,000 a month, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then we also have some ways to help our students charge higher ticket up front and position it as more of a 12-week program. So you can essentially get 3 months worth of retainers up front, and then it goes into a month-to-month setup. So you're immediately profitable on the front end, even if your cost per acquisition is even $2,000 or $3,000.
Yep. And that fair enough. Hey, if you're making more than your ad spend and there's some good spread in between, then you're in the clear. So that's always good.
For sure.
What do you think the biggest needle mover was for your company? What made you get the most people into your program? What's the biggest thing that you did that was like, holy crap, like
I earned the right to coach before I started coaching. What I mean by this is I didn't go out and say, oh, I know how to scale agencies, until I had done it for myself and had processed not $1, but $2 million processed in my own agency, until I had profited over $1 million profit. Not until then did I really commit to teaching. And even then I slowly transitioned.
Yep.
So I truly believe the biggest differentiator for me is that, and really all the successful coaching programs out there, is that they earn the right to coach and they don't do it prematurely just because they believe it's a better business model.
Yep. No, I agree with that. I come from the same mind space. I've had my agency since 2009.
For sure. And that's why your clients get the best results, because when someone hops on a coaching call with you, you're not making up the answers. When someone's asking you about what to do if their client is pissed, well, guess what? I'm sure you've personally been there on the phone with a doctor or a gym or whatever client you have, dealing with the fact that maybe you overspent on the budget, or you accidentally used the wrong creative, or whatever the case might be.
Yep.
So you can really speak. Yeah. So I know you want to go fast. So I'm like,
I want to peel the onion back on one thing really quick. So let's go back. Let's go take one step back. I want to go back to the agency client acquisition, right? So agency sign up to your program. I'm assuming Facebook ads, driving traffic to either 2, 3, 4-step funnel. And then obviously leads or booked appointments are coming out of the other end. Does that make sense?
We start with lead forms so that we essentially remove the variable of the funnel.
Okay, good.
Just to keep it even simpler and increase the chances of success. And then once we have a converting ad to lead form, which is easier to do than going ad to funnel and getting both huge variables to convert. Once we have a proven process to go from ad to lead form, then and only then do we introduce a funnel.
Let's have some fun with it. What does that ad look like? Talk to me about what that video or ad might look like.
Great question. The biggest one that I tell all of the students to start with is some sort of offer or a guarantee that they're essentially throwing out into their market right on the front end, right on the ad. So for example, it could be something like, we guarantee that we'll get your gym 30 members, or we guarantee that we'll get you 1 roofing job, guaranteed. Okay. Some sort of offer that they could throw into the marketplace that has a big promise, has some risk reversal, and has some sort of unique mechanism. Ideally, they introduce some sort of system or process along with the big promise.
Let me play devil's advocate with you a little bit. All right. What happens if I do that and I don't meet the guarantee? All right. What happens if I don't get them 30 gym members? What happens if I get them 10? Let's just use it as just an example.
For sure. So I truly believe that having strong offers are a great way to hold yourself accountable and hold the client accountable. So if you go out into the marketplace and you throw this guarantee and you can't back it up, then don't start with such an aggressive guarantee. So for example, if you're new, I don't ever tell you to do a full refund. I say, hey, guarantee 30 roofing job leads, or we'll work for you for free until we hit it.
Got you. Okay. So there's some type of like backup protection.
There's always a way out. Or for example, let's say that you do everything in your power to get them the 30 roofing jobs, or roofing job leads, but the roofer is not willing to do your offer. They're not willing to spend as much as you recommend on ad spend. They're not willing to follow your specific follow-up protocol that you've laid out. If they're not willing to do those things on their end, then they don't qualify for the guarantee.
Yep.
So it's a great way to hold yourself accountable, hold the client accountable. And it was actually one of the reasons, or one of the ways that I was able to fix the problem that a lot of agencies have when it comes to getting the clients to do the follow-up and improve their sales skills. As we know, we can send clients thousands of leads, but if they don't follow up and they don't get better at sales, they're going to eventually leave you because they're not going to get an ROI.
Yep.
One of the ways to make sure that they get good at following up and they really, really level up when it comes to sales is for you to create a guarantee that holds them accountable and puts their back against the wall. For example, you can create a course we actually have a 7-figure chiropractor that does 7 figures with his practice, and he created a sales course for our chiropractor clients to help them with sales. And we tell them, if you don't go through the course within the first 2 weeks of going live, you don't qualify for the guarantee. Gotcha. So it's one of the genius ideas that we have been able to implement to make sure that we do what we need to do and they do what they need to do in order to get results.
What like agency comes in, let's talk about like ad spend. How much do I need what do you like recommend an agency to start off with for ad spend?
depends on what your financial situation looks like.
What's like the bare minimum of what you would like?
I call
you got to do at least this, or like there's no point in doing it.
Bare minimum, I call it the Chipotle rule. If you're willing to go out and eat at Chipotle, you have money for ad spend. It's like $7-8 a day, $10 a day. If I catch you going out to eat and spending money on anything that's not cheap groceries, you have money for ad spend.
Fair enough. I'll take that. I like that answer.
If you're brand new and starting out, did you know that you can go out to a crappy supermarket and buy like 100 tortillas plus shredded cheese for like $10, and that covers 30 meals?
Yep.
There's your money for ad spend, whatever you saved by doing that instead of going to Chipotle.
So, hey, fair enough. You can't rebuttal that.
What I also tell people is like, look, if you are in a bad financial situation and you don't want to get a job, so in other words, you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to capitalize on the upside of being an entrepreneur, freedom, being able to do your own thing, having no cap on how much money you make, then be willing to do things that most people aren't willing to do. So for example, instead of not running ads and being like, well, I don't have any money, go drive Uber at night. You'll easily make $30. Easily. If you drive the whole night, you'll easily make $30. There's your ad spend for the day.
Hey, now we're getting into motivational stuff, which I love. But I'm gonna keep going. I got 2 final questions for you. Okay. One question is how much revenue has the 7-figure agency done in the last 12 months, and where do you see yourself in 12 months from today?
Haven't shared this publicly.
Share it. We got to get the.
We're doing 8 figures.
8
revenue.
Figures. Okay, so in the last 12 months, you've done over 8 figures.
Not in the last 12 months. We're at an 8-figure run rate as of now. Keep in mind, I just started it 12 months ago, so that would be impossible.
Got you. Give me a number monthly. What'd you do last month?
I'm doing a big release. I'm doing a big release. I'm going to keep it top secret.
I feel like the release should be here on the Marketer's Mindset podcast. More people would come watch.
We're at an 8-figure run rate in terms of revenue. So
8-figure run rate. I'm just going to say and assume that you're doing around $300K per month to be able to get close to that number. Is that No, that was a trick question. For an 8-figure run rate, you need to be doing a lot more than that. All right,
that's a trick question. We're doing in deals, so in revenue sold, we're doing over $1 million a month.
All right, great, man. Good for you. And where do you see yourself at in 12 months from today? And what do you think that you have to actually do to make that difference?
I call this the warm-up season.
Okay, good.
We're just warming up. So where do I see myself in a year, in 5 years? Like, I have big plans to impact thousands of people. With that in mind, I'm humbled by where I'm at right now. And I surrender to that bigger vision and to the fact that I'm actually not entirely sure what that looks like.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to change the world, but I know that's the game plan. And right now, all my energy is focused on helping change as many lives within the 7-figure agency coaching program, helping people find a new way to grow their business, to live their lives, and achieve financial freedom. That's what I'm focused on right now. And I know in the long run, there's something much bigger at play. So
I love it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you guys heard it first on the Marketer's Mindset podcast. Joe Kaplan from the 7-figure agency all the way out of Denver, Colorado. Doing $1 million a month in sales or around that, we'll say that, which is completely crushing it in the space. You should pat yourself on the back 1,000 times for that. Joel, it was a pleasure to have you on. Like always, I share the same energy levels as you, so it's always nice to have somebody on that's super excited about what they do, man. Thank you so much, and we will see you in 12 months.
I love your energy, man. You just get me so excited.
Hey, we'll see you in 12 months from today. We'll bring the energy up a notch even higher, all right? Have a good one, man.